Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome friends once again to our NPTEL MOOC module on health economics. We have so far explained health efficiency concept, different principles, and we have clarified all possibility so far related to the basic concepts such as CCR input output models, and also we discussed to some extent on the BCC model, including its slugs, targets as well. So, in this lecture, we will clarify the DEAP software, which is enabling us to get the score, to estimate from the data. So, I will clarify one by one how DEAP software is very useful and widely considered by researchers to estimate the values. So, DEA software, this is called DEAP. The name of the software is DEAP, and the DEAP, and how to run, etc. will give you all the clarifications. Then there are many computer software that gives result for productivity and efficiency, like SAJAM. This is also general purpose econometrics package. LIMDEP, limited dependent variable package. This also gives result for productivity and efficiency. DEAP, that's precisely on data involvement analysis. It's a computer program. You can refer to the Coeli 1996 work, and Frontier is another one that gives information on estimation of stochastic frontier models. Again, we will refer to the same author. And TFPIP, total factor productivity index, is a program written by same by Coeli, and there are some add-ins which are also required, like many Excel add-ins such as DA solver, etc. We have already included, and we will clarify step by step. In this practical lecture, DEAP will be utilized and will give you the step by step hands-on experience to you, and this is indeed a free software that's freely available on the web. I will give you the direction, and it's very easy to access. So, DEAP, how to go for it, how to download it. Here we have given you the link. Otherwise, you can in the Google search, you simply write down DEAP software. So DEAP software, DEAP software, you will get also the link, and otherwise this link will be useful. So now I am just going to show you till this extent. Just here I am going to use that screen to show you on the web how it can be utilized. So here it is in the Google search. I have taken DEAP, DEAP, DEAP software. And the screen it's clearly visible to you. The first one you can link to it, and it will give you the direction for downloading. Like DEAP version is here. It looks like this page which you have already displayed on the screen. And on the down you will find out all these details. So others like Frontier, TFPIP, DPI, etc. will be might be using in a later lecture. The concepts at least will give some directions, but at this moment we will clarify DEAP. Alright, so download software is given. So this is what I am going to guide you in my main screen. So here it is. So This is what I have said. Now what you do, here you just go to the download software point and just click on it, and it gives you an unzip folder, okay, a zip folder, and we need to actually unzip it, and preferably with the name DEAP. You can keep it on your screen. This contains all sort of information such as readme file and deep extension file and many other example files. You can see the example files are very clearly given, like this will actually give you okay, we will give you the clarifications to it one by one. This is the main software. This is how it looks like. I can give you the exact package and the software in my another screen. You just follow it. Okay, so in this one, this is how deep folder is actually looked at. Okay, and even it can, you can download and unzip. We have already unzipped it. Okay, so from my download one, you will find out this for sure. Okay, and it is like this. So you can just unzip and then the folder will be on your screen. All right, so here is a folder. If you unzip it, and many useful example files are given, so we'll clarify one by one in our screen. Okay, so let's go further. This is what our example formats, and readme file basically gives how to save the file, save with the file name and their format and number of maximum characters, data formats, etc. So I'm not spending much time here. Okay. Throughout the process, we'll be requiring .txt file. Okay, that's precisely called text delimited format file, and such that we can able to put our input and output, which I already said in your model, in our theory of the CCR model or BCC model as well. We will explain output and our input in the text txt format. So the initial columns would be with output, and it will be followed by inputs. Output may be 1, output may be 2, or inputs may be similarly more than 1. Okay. So, but make sure that you are not going to write on that file with their headings. We will specify the headings through the instruction page. Okay. And name of that data file should be small as possible, and deep does not actually take the big file name. Suppose our example data set has 2 inputs. In this case, we have just given, for the sake of clarification, we have taken nursing hours and medical supplies. There are 2 inputs, and 2 outputs also are taken: inpatient admission and outpatients visits of 10 forms. Forms in the efficiency and productivity analysis we used to take as DMUs. Okay, forms may be 10 hospital units. Okay, and so we'll be utilizing this. Might be our example, and here are the 10 forms. There 2 inputs are here and 2 outputs are here. Okay, and hospital inputs and outputs, and some of the figures in terms of their nursing hours, medical supplies in terms of their cost, etc., are given, number of visits. Okay, now we will actually put it in our txt file. Okay, but initially this is in our Excel file, then we will save it as .txt delimited format. So this is what the process will continue. So keep the Excel file name without headings. This is what is important. Okay, so the headings should not be given, only the numbers. All right. So without heading, I'll tell you how it looks like, such that the initial columns contains outputs followed by input. Then we need to save it. This is how it looks like in our txt format. This is simply a notepad file. So we have taken all those numbers only. Okay, but initially this will be our output and this is our input. okay, and then we need to save it. So, as an example, you can side by side just have a look in my another screen. I am just trying to make it. Okay. So, here is my Excel file containing the data, alright. So, this is my Excel file. So, you can see these, okay. These only, these 4, you just look this number, starting from this number I have just selected in front of you. We have copied it, and you can save it in a notepad file, alright. So, that notepad file should be saved as okay. So, so here it is, this is what we have copied, and we will actually save this as our data file as per the format of DEAP software, and that format, as I already told you, this is through .txt. Okay, you can simply and my next step will clarify, simply we will go through these, then we will save as, okay. Then here is the name, you have to take it accordingly, and as per the instruction I will tell you, but most importantly this is the one, okay, .txt, and okay. So, limited .txt format. We will just select one by one. I'll tell you through the package. Okay. So, let's proceed to my main screen, and I will explain what is there. So, save all works file in DEAP folder only. Another clarity, all your work file, the new save as which I have done it has to be the extension, you can just check that it has to be in DEAP folder which you have already created. And we need to remember that we have to also close other files which are already opened. Okay, once it is saved, then you have to close it. Second step is to create the instruction file. First, what we did it, we actually started with the data file. Okay, and second one is our instruction file, that will help us to understand what kind of data it is, what is that sample, and we usually I think if you remember, it has the DEAP package in a folder has already given examples. Okay, EG1, I'll tell you, one by one. So, this is the file EG1 hyphen instruction INS etc. Okay, so that will specify the instructions. So, what is this instruction then? In the first case, the data which you have created, we saved it through CCR1, that is our what? That is our data. Okay. Now, the second one we are actually creating in the notepad file, and these can be actually taken from the DEAP sample notepad files, and we need to specify about their data file. We have already saved as CCR1.txt, then an output file to be mentioned. Okay. So, output we are now at this moment creating CCR-output.txt as our output file. Okay, and number of farms, we know that it is very clearly mentioned. This is our output file, and number of farms is 10. Okay, and number of time periods, since we are only looking at the specific time, and that too in an input and output relationship. Okay, so in that case we are not nowhere linking with the different time period, hence the time period is 1. Okay, and next one is our number of outputs. At this moment we have clarified from the beginning, it is 2 output. So, 2 outputs are mentioned as 2. Then number of inputs, of course it is 2 because we already specified, and now it is little challenging to understand. The DEAP software gives some codings for it, input as 0 and output oriented model, in either it will be input oriented or output oriented, and with 1. At this moment we are actually sticking to CCR based calculation, that means input oriented model. So, and hence we are actually taking the name as CCR1 etc. It will be easy for us to understand. So, hence since input is actually coded as 0, so we have taken a 0 in our entry. Okay. Then you must have remembered we clarified about whether it is CRS based, constant to scale based, or BRS based. We know that our CCR model is based on CRS principle. Okay. So, and BRS will take it later, but at this moment our CRS based, so hence the code is 0. So, then other advanced models are not at this moment applied. We are only working with the basic DA, so it is actually 0, and it takes the stage as multi-stage format, and hence we have entered as 0. So, using DA multi-stage to get slacks actually. So, slacks are actually also covered. So, this is how we can open the command prompt. Okay. So, we will also clarify one by one. Open the deep for deep.exe, then this is what is opened, and this is how it looks like. Then enter the instruction file name. Okay. So, instruction file name we know very clearly that we have highlighted in this example in front of you. This is basically CRS1-INS. Okay. So, CCR1-ENS dot txt. So, I will just specify automatically a file is created with the name entered in instruction file for output. Since output we have specified in our instruction, so another output file will be created. So, results will be very clearly with the enter we will find out the result, and as I have filled the entity in the instruction file according to constant to scale input oriented. So, firstly we will discuss results of CCR based input output model. Okay. So, then we will take it other like CCR output, then BCC input and output in later lectures. So, I will just show you how it looks like in my next window, in my another window. You just see from the folder. Okay. So, this is how it is here. Okay. And so this is how it looks like, which I already said. Okay. The deep software. All right. So, and here you are supposed to just mention that is CCR. You can just see CCR1 and hyphen INS, okay, and dot txt. Okay. So, now this is how, where did I get it and how it looks like. You can just see all sort of things, how CCR1 INS looks like, which I already explained in my previous slide. As I told you already, CCR1.txt is my data file name, and output we have already created in our instruction itself, that CCR1-output.txt, then number of firms, number of time period, number of outputs, number of inputs. Then here it might have some confusion. So, input oriented or output oriented, we very clearly mentioned that it is input oriented model, hence it is 0 is entered. And where did you get this instruction? How can I make it this? You can just, I am just going to close it. You can see all those instruction format are already given in a folder. You need to just change according to your these left column files, and the specific as per your requirement you need to change it. Okay. So, now output will be created from a software. If you simply enter, I have only mentioned here nothing else, only enter CCR1 instruction and .txt, just enter, you will get the result. Okay. And where is the result? It is in the CCR1, which CCR1 output, which I already mentioned. So, you can just have a look. This is how is the result. All right. So, you can just have a minimum understanding of this. We will clarify in our next lecture. Slacks calculated using multi-stage method. We already mentioned that it is a DA multi-stage method. Okay. So, by it's 10 firm output and its slacks and by their peers, and the pure weights etc., and their scores are calculated, and we will clarify all these interpretation in our next class. Okay. So, and now as I already told you that the output based models, both CCR format as well as BCC, will clarify in the next class. Okay. So, I hope you have understood it, and the next lecture will be very interesting, and you can start writing for your paper. Okay. Thank you.